My dear students of 12th class, and today in your botany we are going to take up move ahead rather with the principles of inheritance and variation. And before moving to the prescribed syllabi like the Mendel's laws of inheritance, we need to introduce ourselves fully with what was available prior to the Mendelian work, and those we are going to discuss take up today. And stay keen and listen carefully. The pre-Mendelian ideas about inheritance. A number of viewpoints were put forward prior to Mendel to explain the transmission of characters from parents to offsprings, and they are often called theories of blending inheritance, as they believed that characters of parents blended or got mixed during transmission to the offsprings. And first theory in support of this evidence is the moist vapor theory, and it was put forward by Pythagoras and way back in around 500 BC. And Pythagoras believed that each organ of the body of male produced moist vapors during coitus, which formed the body parts of the embryo. These were the views. And the second theory is the fluid theory, and it was propounded by Empedocles around 400 BC. And the propounder of four humor theory proposed that each body part produced a fluid. The fluid of different body parts of the two parents mixes up, and it is used in the formation of embryo. Any defect in the descent and mixing up of the fluids results in missing of the characters of one parent or both the parents. And the third theory is the reproductive blood theory. It was proposed by Aristotle around 300 BC, and he thought that the males produced highly purified reproductive blood that contains the nutrients from all body parts. Females also produce reproductive blood, but this blood is impure. That means the whole characters of the developing in the embryo or the offspring depend upon the males, and the two reproductive bloods coagulate in the body of the female and form the embryo. And due to purity of reproductive blood, the contribution of characters by the male is more than the female. And this was the theory that was proposed by Aristotle. And the fourth theory is known as the preformation theory. The theory of preformation believes that the organism is already present, that is, preformed in the sperm or egg. I will repeat. The theory of preformation believes that the organism is already present, that is, preformed in the sperm or the egg in a miniature form called homunculus. Fertilization is required to stimulate its growth. Sperms were observed for the first time by Leeuwenhoek in 1672 after the discovery of microscope. And the preformation theory was given by Swammerdam in 1679 and advocated by Malpighi in 1673, and it was believed by a number of workers of that period like Otto Suker in 1694 and Dale Petius in 1694, and it was supported by Rox as late as 1888. But this preformation theory was discarded by Wolff, who suggested that organs are formed sit-up by sit-up. That is the theory of epigenesis. And the fifth theory in support of this is the theory of pangenesis. It was propounded by Maupertuis in 16. He was born in 1698 and lived up to 1757. He considered that heredity is controlled by minute particles which come from all parts of the body to the reproductive organs. The particles combine in the embryo and multiply there, and certain particles of one parent can dominate over those of the other, so that the offspring resembles one parent in certain characteristics and the second parent in others. This means the mixing of the characters. And Darwin in 1868 modified the above theory and thought that every somatic cell and tissue of the body produces a tiny particle called a gemule or pangene. It contains both the parental and the acquired characters. All the gemules or pangenes of the body cells collect in the gametes and are passed on to the zygote, where they guide the growth of different parts of the embryo to form an offspring. And whole of these theories were discarded when the Mendelian work came into existence. And in our next class, we will try to further move ahead towards the Mendelian work that he carried out, which you must be familiar with, on the garden peas and all those experiments which results in the proposition of certain laws known as the Mendel's laws of inheritance, and that we will move ahead with those in our next class, inshallah. Hope you understand all this, and we will move on to our proper course of study, inshallah, in our next class. Thanks. Have a nice day.